Hey, what's going on, makers? Welcome to the first ever Games Camp. We're excited that you chose to try out this brand new camp with us. Of course, it looks a little bit different since we didn't have the backyard and the makerspace at our disposal, but alas, just because we can't always all be playing together right now, it doesn't mean that we're going to stop playing, right? So right now, I'm going to teach you guys how to make a handheld game called a marble run, or you could call it kind of like a speed race marble game, but this is a style of game that was popular when I was your guys' age, and you would get them a lot as like a little trinket that would come with like a McDonald's Happy Meal, or something from Burger King, something like that. And I recently realized that you can make them very easily at home. So this might be something that you guys have seen before, and maybe some older siblings or cousins' toys, something like that, or this might be something completely new to you. But I think that you guys will really enjoy this game, and I'm curious to hear about what types of fun you are able to have during this game. So let's start off with materials. You'll see the big piece of cardboard in your kit. We're definitely going to need that. You should have some scissors around somewhere at your house or some sort of cutting device. Make sure that you're using these safely, and we're talking to our parents and guardians and siblings and whoever's with us to make sure we're doing this safe and correct. We will need our ruler from our kit, one of our markers, and some tape. So this project will be fun as well because it's going to reintroduce a maker skill called tapigami that you might remember if you were in Summer Maker Camp last year, or if you've come down to the library for Maker Wednesday at any point in the last couple of years. It's a way of kind of like rolling and folding tape to make new things out of it. And thankfully for us today, it's going to be the perfect thing we can use to make our little bumper walls that'll be in our marble run. So to start off, our piece of cardboard is going to basically be the board of the game, if you want to think about it like that. This is going to be the main piece that we hold and sort of manipulate, and this is where the entire game will be taking place. So to start out, we are going to want to make sure we find a safe place for our marble, Can't be losing our marbles. We are going to start off by cutting in, we want to measure out 2 inches in from each side and cut off so that we have 4 sort of like 2-inch strips that we can then use to build a little wall so that our marble won't just be flying everywhere. So what I mean by that is we'll take our roller, we'll go ahead and start up at the top here as such. We'll measure 2 inches in. And if you want to do, I wouldn't recommend doing any less than 1.5 inches. I think 2 inches is a good number. Or you could go a little bit higher. But so we'll mark that off like such at 2 inches. And then we're going to cut across there. And we're going to go ahead and save these strips because we need them. So hopefully got a nice, good, strong pair of scissors there. Appropriate level of sharpness. These ones are pretty decent. They're pretty new. So here's one of our strips. And we're going to go ahead and do that for each side. So now we'll go over here. We'll measure 2 inches in again. Of course, I hope everybody is having, as much fun and getting as much relaxing in this summer as they can. Been very hot out. I remember in several camps, everyone's been talking a lot about swimming. I think that's a pretty good call right now because it is hot out there. All right, so now we have our second strip there. That's fantastic. Do the same thing again on this side. We'll take our roller. Whoop. Dropping markers. At least we still have our marbles, though. Haven't lost our marbles yet. All right. Cut this as such. All right. And we're going to do the last on our long side here. And cut in 2 inches. All right. And like I said, friends, this is all in the spirit of just making our base level game board here. So now this is what we're left with. And this will be our main board where we make our marble run on that we'll sort of, be using to play the game. So now that we have our 4 strips cut off and our main kind of plane or our main surface that's like our game board that we're going to be using, we're going to go ahead and use our tape to tape these little walls, so to say, or bumpers onto our board here. So they'll all be a little bit longer since, as we were going, we kind of cut off. And that's totally okay because the main point is that we want them to prevent our marble from rolling off. So we'll just work with that. And if you want to trim a little bit to make it easier, that's totally okay too. Might end up doing that. We're just going to see here. So I think I will do that for this one. So go ahead, get to the right size we want. See, that's a little bit too short, unfortunately, but we'll make it work. All right, so once we have our wall here, we can go ahead, take a strip of our tape, and we want to make it as long as our piece that we're taping on. And then we're gonna tape it like this, so you kind of go halfway into the tape there with your cardboard, leaving this other half side open, like such. I get a little bit better lighting here. There you go. Cool. All right, we'll cut that off. And now we'll go ahead and we'll take our sticky side that we still have open. We will tape it like such onto here, right? And then we will fold up. So have something that kind of looks like this. Okay. And then just to add a little bit more tension, we'll go ahead and put a strip on what will be the inside of our game board as well, so on this side. And tension, that's a concept we talked about if you were in Maker Camp when we did our suspension bridge exercise. So again, you'll make it just about the same size, and you want to do kind of the same thing here, right? We're just taping on and folding up. And this way, our wall is a little bit more sturdy. Pretty nice, right? So now we'll go ahead and we'll do that for each of our other remaining sides here. I think I'll do the opposite side first. So we'll do that. Make this the appropriate size. Boop, boop. I feel like I wish I had some music on to work to right now. Do you guys like to work to music? Sometimes that can be a fun way to, feel the rhythm, have a nice little sense of fun and play going on. All right, so the same thing as last time. We're going to go ahead, put this on about halfway. Oh, and I'm using duct tape right now, which is extra sticky, but also extra strong. I think the two go hand in hand, sticky and strong when it comes to tape. All right, cut that off. Same thing, we'll come over here, get our board into place. Cool, fold in, fold up. Can you guys see that? Yeah. And again, we're going to want to put in our second piece of tape here for some tension. Cool. All right, fold in again. Awesome. Great. Now I just need to get our other two walls on. So you guys can see it's almost like we're making like the top of a box or something, because this is what we're ending up, that's what we're shooting for. So we'll go ahead for this one, trim it a little bit again. thing with our tape. All right. Go. That's about the right size. Put that on again. All right. We'll get this side down. All right. Fold that in. And we'll end up putting another layer of tape on the outside just to make sure all of our walls are sticking together. I'll show you that in 1 second here. Finish up these parts. And of course, if you haven't even already, you can sort of fast forward through this part of the video once you understand what we're trying to do. But you know, it's here in the world of virtual programming. You know, I think I always like kind of trying to show you guys more rather than less. You know. All right. And so now I'm going to do one more kind of a layer of tape all around this, just to make sure, kind of like in our C here. So we'll do whoop, 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 to make sure that these walls are sticking together. And again, for this, we'll kind of just size it up, make sure it's about long enough. I'm going to come back. I'm actually going to put this strip down like this. Lean this wall back into it. And then when I pull up, it'll be a little bit easier to kind of tape this all together. Cool. All right. Very cool. Now with that extra leftover tape, just kind of cut it off if you want. Fold it down. I might actually just fold it down. There we go. That'll be easiest. Yeah. Why waste time? So tape is really fun to play with, guys, and to build with, but obviously sometimes the stickiness presents problems. So sometimes you got to work around that. But cool. So now this is what this will look like. You know, kind of a vision from there. You can see it's really coming together. The tape actually looks kind of cool too. You know, it adds like a little element of color. All right. Then we'll get our last piece on here. Ooh. Put our cap back on our marker. Don't want our marker drying out on us before we need it again. All right. Go ahead. Get that about where we need it. Awesome. Cool. All right. That's about what we need. We'll do the same thing we've been doing for all these. All right. Put that down there. Just like so again. Come up in here. All right. And then I might even just, a slightly different way than we've done it this whole time, but immediately just put the strip on. And like always, friends, you know, I don't claim to know the exact right way or to be the master of the marble run or any other such project that we do. But that is the fun and joy of maker education, is always trying to figure out your own way to get to the result that you want, you know? And that's really all it is. I think that's kind of a lot of the fun of what we do in the makerspace, is that, you know, sometimes there's not just one correct way, you know? So do that. We'll do another big piece of tape around. Ooh, that might not be long enough. Nope, it's not. All right. So I will just put this like this for now. I'll do one more piece of tape on the other side. There's that. Cool. All right. And we'll do one more piece just to keep it all in, right? Okay, friends. So now we have the base level for our game board, right? So this is what you need, of course. Like we said, it's almost like the top of a shoebox or something, right? We just basically need an area that we can play our game within. So this will be nice because the walls will help prevent the marble from running off the side, but they also provide a nice kind of way to hold your game, you know? So you can almost think about it like this is like your video game controller or something, right? Like this is a way, a piece that you need to be able to play the game, that you need to be able to hold and manipulate well. So, you know, if anyone wants to put modifications on the side and make like kind of a little, you know, maybe even using this pieces to like stick out so that you can play it like that a little bit more, go for it. I'd love to see any kind of modifications you come up with. All right. So the point of the marble run game is we're going to have, we'll want to mark off where we want to start and where it's going to end. And then the point is, so right, go up here and then end down here or finish or whatever you want. So the goal and the idea of this, oh, I always forget that this is reversed, is that you are basically going to make a maze for your marble to run through. And the point of the game will then be to you'll drop the marble at the start of the maze, and then you are going to shift around to make the marble go and use gravity as one of the forces that helps this game function. And you will weave through some different obstacles and be able to eventually make it into the end hole. So, and that's something that we will all be able to kind of decide what we want that to look like, because you can get really creative with this. You can build tunnels, you can build obstacles and bumpers if you want. But we have to decide which side we're going to start on and which side we're going to end on, because the side we're going to end on, you actually have to cut out a little hole about the size of the marble, and then you can use one of your cardboard pieces and some tape to make a little catch for it at the end. So definitely, you know, ask some parents for your help here, because this is going to be a little bit tricky. But what we need to do is cut out a marble-sized hole at the bottom here. So I'm going to take my scissors like such, make sure my hand is away, kind of poke through here, spin it around, and we want to make it a little bit bigger than the size of a marble. Just like how a basketball rim is a little bit bigger than the basketball. So lost my marble, but we still got it, and we're going to keep track. All right, whoa, sliding away. See, the marble's already ready to play the game, friends, you know? Must have hurt us. All right, so we'll keep going with this. You can kind of use that technique, but once you have it poked, you can maybe poke it with your finger a little bit. See, and make sure we've got enough room here. Maybe try a thumb. Cut off some of the extra stuff. Just trim it up, you know. Don't want anything for the marble to get caught on if we can help it. Just kind of push that back down through. All right, let's see. Seems like that should be good. Good size for the marble. Yeah, perfect. Oh, okay, so maybe a little bit more. All right, I like the finger technique. I think that's good, and it's better to be poking with our fingers than with scissors probably, once we get that initial cut. So cool. All right, press that down a little bit. Great. So now once we have that, we got to make a little catch for our marble so we don't lose it every time. To do that, we can just sort of flip this over and go back to our trusty tape, and maybe even, you know, you can even put this right on top, since you can see there's a little bit of distance already between, so that the ball can just kind of land in there and sit in there. So we'll just do that. We'll go ahead and just kind of tape it on from either side. And you can do sort of the tape and kind of pinch in technique, like I did just there, you see? So you're still leaving a little bit of space, because you do want a little bit of space for the marble to be able to land in there. We'll just do that. Do a piece of tape like that. And then come over the top, do the same thing. Cool. All right. And so that way, whenever our marble comes down, and this is, of course, boom, just lands right in there. See that? So obviously this is the game without any obstacles, but you can kind of start to see what this is going to be like. Whoop, get it back in, two again, two. No, letting right in there. Pretty cool, right? All right. So now the fun part. I think this has all been pretty fun, but now you get to decide what kind of obstacles you want and make like a path, so a couple different paths. Because I like to set it up where there's an option where the marble can run through this way and go down and end up here, and also this way. But you could even do like a third way through the middle. It's totally up to you. But it's easiest if you first kind of mark out with a pen, pencil, or marker, and then once we make our tapigami bumpers, you will put the bumpers on the lines that you sketched out, and that'll make the skeleton of your game. So let's see, we can just do a little go. That'll start there. Then we can have kind of go like this. I'll try to do it. Maybe so we could the path out here. Then what we would need it to come down here. We can maybe do it. Goes like this. Maybe you do like a big wind. Okay, and then maybe up here. Come around. I'll just show you, because my other one has for both sides. So just for the example, we'll just show you a little bit streamlined. So this is a very simple take of what it could look like. I have another one that I already made that I'll show you guys in a second that's a little bit more intricate. But basically what you want to do is outline a path. So you can imagine that these are the bumpers, these are the walls on either side. And so what your marble is going to do is kind of go through the middle of these bumpers. And you're going to control that marble by shifting and twisting and manipulating the surface of the game board while you play. So the next step is to make our bumpers. And this is how we're going to use our tapigami technique. So tapigami, very quick lesson, is an art form that was invented by a guy named Daniel Schrader, I believe. So it's actually Danny Scheibel is his name. I had a quick pause and looked it up. And he is an artist from Sacramento who was really interested in the way that tape, which is such a common, household item that we all have around, could be used to be an art form. And now we've kind of taken that a step further to say that you can use it as an art form, but you can also use it to make games, which is very cool. So basically what you'll need to do is take your roll of tape, and we're going to go ahead. Your tape should actually be a little bit easier to do this with since you're not using duct tape. And again, it all comes down to the stickiness factor. So regardless, you'll sort it out. And it might take you a few tries whenever you start doing this to get the technique down. And that is totally okay. Take as much time as you need because it is a little tricky at first, but it's also very fun. So you're going to want to take your tip. You'll have the tape and you'll have the sticky side going out away from you. And you'll put your fingers kind of on this corner top tip right here. I know it's strange with the reciprocal of the computer here, but you always kind of want to imagine it going from the left to the right. And what you're going to do is with your sticky side out, you're going to take this top corner, pinch it down, and then you're going to just start rolling. And essentially, you're basically just rolling tubes that you can then manipulate into being different shapes that you need and stack together. And once you have the right size you need, you can just cut it off like such. Ooh, it's marble. I'll keep it in the game. Cut it off. And then you have almost kind of like a little flag, like such. And you'll go ahead and just finish rolling it. And then you have these tubes, which are basically almost kind of like Lincoln logs or bumpers, and since they have the sticky side out, you can just go ahead and stick them right onto your game board. So here, and one, you can make a bunch of little ones that you can use to match up precisely to the sizes you need. So, you'll think about it, you'll need like a straight line here, then another one here and here, right? All of the areas that we marked off in these solid lines. So you can try to roll smaller ones right off the bat, or you can roll a bigger one and then cut it so that you can fit to size. So that's what we'll do right now. Our first one, kind of like this. Tough to cut with the sticky tape. So we'll cut right there and put that on. And these bumpers are going to be what help keeps your marble on its run. So we'll do that. We'll cut another one here. That was a much better cut. Now, as you guys build this, and once you as you get further into this, you might realize at some point that your bumpers aren't tall enough. And if that's the case, you can go ahead and just stack some of these on top of one another. So I'll show you, we'll do that right off the bat on these ones. All right. Now, so again, we're sort of putting our bumpers that we're making with our tape right on there. I'll show you again this tapigami technique. So again, sticky side away from us. Take it from the corner, fold it down. Just keep rolling. So you see that, guys? So do it one more time up close. So take it, sticky side away from us, fold the corner down, pinch it in, and we start rolling. So it's like that. And there are several tapigami videos on YouTube if you want a little bit more guidance with this technique. Cool. And then we have our bumpers. And I'll just toss these on there just so you guys know what it looks like. All right. So now the last important, so you will go ahead, you'll continue to do this for your entire track. And once you have your bumpers out, you'll notice that they're still sticky on the outside, and you got to make sure that your marble isn't getting stuck to your bumpers. So to alleviate that, we will go ahead, we'll just take pieces of tape and we'll just cover up the sticky sides with the slick side. Just like that. You can see that how it's sort of, so now the marble will be able to run through there very quickly. And so that's the process, friends. Once you have your path marked out that you want, and you start rolling, you learn how to do the tapigami technique and making your bumpers, you'll go ahead and set your bumpers all over. And once the bumpers are out with just the sticky side out, you'll have to cover all of them with tape so that we know that they're still like running, the marble can run without getting stuck. And once you do all that, you'll end up with a game board like this one I already made. Kind of hold it close so you guys can see where the tubes were, like our sort of bumpers here. I know the light's a little bit difficult to see. So this is the way the marble will run through. Now you might notice I also made a tunnel down here. And that's a really fun, like I said, one of the fun techniques you can do. And for the tunnel, it's really easy. You just need to make some tape loops. I just made 2. And, you'll just pull it off. And instead of doing the tapigami technique, you'll just rip it. Same way, sticky side out. You'll make a tape loop just like that. And then you can make a second one to make it a longer tunnel, if you like. And do the same thing. A nice tape loop. Cool. And then you can kind of fit these together as such. And then maybe take a marker or something to make sure, you know, they're sticking together on all sides. Then you have a bigger tunnel. Pretty cool, right? And once your game is complete, you'll be able to do the marble run. Let's try it out. Here we go. Try to do it in a way where you can see it too. Oop, gotta get over that loop. Woo, went up there. See if we can get in. What? Oh, we did it. We did it. And it's really fun. And also, you guys may have thought about this too, but once you're done and you've mastered your marble run on one way, you can just start taking the tape off and make a new marble run. Do the whole thing over again. So yeah, that's it, friends. As always, feel free to call the library or send me an email if you have any questions, you want to talk through it a little bit more. But enjoy, have fun.